Welcome to Dream Big Tuesday. And today I am live from my YouTube channel for the first time ever. And I'm really excited. I've been building up to this moment. And I'm sitting here in my new home, recent new home, in the beautiful balcony I have, and in the sun, and enjoy the weather has finally come, springtime and summer, hopefully around the corner. And I'm going live because I always have something to share. I felt my whole life. And the big question is, why are we here? So I thought that would be a great topic and title for my first ever stream. And I got a heart already. I thank you for coming on. That's Tommy. Thank you, Tommy, for showing up. And actually, I have been thinking a lot, what should I talk about on my first live alone? Because the last month or so, 5 weeks, I had a guest on every time because people were really excited to come on and share their story or their purposes in life. So I always ask the question of everyone who came on, what is your why? What is your purpose? So, and one of the books that inspired me to call it Dream Big Tuesday is this book, The Magic of Thinking Big by Mr. David J. Schwartz. And last Tuesday, I asked Evan, my great new friend, who's building his own platform, if he read that book. And he said, yeah, of course, it's right there on my shelf. So I thought, that's a great book to start with. Because I started to reread it. I read a couple of times the last 15 years. So, and the preface in the book, before you start reading the book, is quite powerful. So I'll just read some sections of that to start with. He says, why this big book? Why a full-scale discussion of the magic of thinking big? 12,000 books will be published this year. Why one more? That's a good question. Permit me to give you just a little background. Several years ago, I witnessed an exceptional, impressive sales meeting. The vice president in charge of marketing for this company was tremendously excited. He wanted to drive home a point. He had with him on the platform the leading representative in this organization, a very ordinary-looking fellow who earned in the year just ended just a little under $60,000. The earnings of other representatives averaged only $12,000. And the executive challenged the group. Here is what he said. I want you to take a good look at Harry. Look at him. Now, what's Harry got that the rest of you haven't? Harry earned 5 times the average, but is Harry 5 times smarter? No, not according to our personnel tests. I checked. They show he's about average in that department. And did Harry work 5 times harder than you fellows? No, he didn't. Not according to the reports. In fact, he took more time off than most of you. Did Harry have a better territory? Again, I've got to say no. The accounts average about the same. Did Harry have more education, better health? Again, no. Harry's about as average as an average guy could be, except for one thing. The difference between Harry and the rest of you, he said the executive, or the vice president. The difference is that Harry thought 5 times bigger. Then the executive proceeded to show that success is determined not so much by the size of one's brain as it is by the size of one's thinking. This was an intriguing thought, and it stayed with me. The more I observed, the more people I talked with, the deeper I dug into what's really behind success. The clearer was the answer. Case history after case history proved that the size of bank accounts, the size of happiness accounts, and the size of one's general satisfaction account is dependent on the size of one's thinking. There is magic in thinking big. So that's why I wanted to share this. Then he continues to say, if thinking big accomplishes so much, why doesn't everyone think that way? I've been asked that question many times. Here, I believe, is the answer. All of us, more than we recognize, are products of thinking around us. And much of this thinking is little, not big. All around you is an environment that is trying to tug you, trying to pull you down, second class street. You're told almost daily that there are too many chiefs and not enough Indians. In other words, that opportunities lead no longer exist. There is a surplus of chiefs, so be content to be a little guy. But this too many chiefs idea simply doesn't square with the truth. Leading people in all occupations will tell you, as they've told me, that the trouble is there are too many Indians and not nearly enough chiefs. This petty environment says other things too. It tells you whatever will be, that your destiny is outside your control, that fate is in complete control. So forget those dreams, forget that finer home, forget that special college for the children, forget the better life, be reassigned, lie down and wait to die. And who hasn't heard the statement that success isn't worth the price? As if you have to sell your soul, your family life, your conscience, your set of values to reach the top. But, in truth, success doesn't demand a price. Every step forward pays a dividend. And this environment also tells us there is too much competition for the top spots in life. But is there? A personnel selection executive told me that he receives 50 to 250 times as many applicants for jobs that pay $10,000 per year as for the jobs that pay $50,000 a year. This is to say that there is at least 50 times as much competition for jobs in second class street as for jobs on first class avenue or first class in an airplane. First class avenue or first class USA is a short, uncrowded street. There are countless vacancies waiting there for people like you who dare to think big. So the basic principles he's explaining and concepts supporting the magic of thinking big come from the highest pedigree sources, the very finest and biggest thinking minds yet to live on planet Earth. Minds like the prophet David, who wrote, "As one thinketh in his heart, so is he." Minds such as Emerson, who said, "Great men are those who see the thoughts rule the world." Minds like Milton, who in Paradise Lost wrote, "The mind is its own place and itself can make a heaven of hell or a hell of heaven." Amazingly perspective, minds like Shakespeare observed, one of my favorites, poets, "There is nothing either good or bad, except that thinking makes it so." That's a beautiful quote, which I also live by. I'm a performer and actor by heart, and have always been, and be true to my heart. But, he continues, but where does the proof come from? How do we know the master thinkers were right? Fair question, or fair questions. The proof comes from the lives of the select people around us who, through winning success, achievement, and happiness, prove that thinking big does work magic. The simple steps we have set down here are not untested theories. They are not one man's guesses and opinions. They are proven approaches to life situations, and they are universally applicable steps that work and work like magic. That you're reading this page proves, or you're listening to this, proves you're interested in larger success. You want to fulfill your desires or your dreams. You want to enjoy a fine standard of living. You want this life to deliver you all the good things you deserve. Being interested in success is a wonderful quality and something that we really deserve in this time and age. And we have a second viewer. Thank you for coming on. I will see who that is. Evan. Oh my God, Evan. Thank you for coming. I'm reading from this book, bro. We talked about last time. You inspired me so much. Thank you, bro. And sorry, I lost my thread here. Yeah, almost done, because the whole preface is exactly what I want to talk about. So it's either just to read from this book, and for all of you who haven't read it right now. You have another admirable quality, you listening here. If you pick up this book or you're listening, seeing my live now, you're one of those, a true leader by heart. The fact that you're holding this book in your hands shows you have the intelligence to look for tools that will help you take you where you want to go. In building anything, automobiles, bridges, um, missiles, we need tools. AI tools could be one, like today. Many people, in their attempt to build a successful life, forget there are tools to help them. Exactly. You have not forgotten. You have, then, the two basic qualities needed to realize real profit from this book: a desire for greater success and the intelligence to select a tool to help you realize that desire. So I read this 3 weeks ago. I was sitting here on this very balcony and I read this preface because I want to reread this book. And I'm totally into AI tools at the moment, together with a lot of you on this feed here live. So obviously it hit me really hard. I said, I need to reread this book. This book is written first time in 1987. So the guy must have something to say about thinking and dreaming big. I will finish off because it's very little left here. Think big and you live big. You live big in happiness. You'll live big in accomplishment, big in income, big in friends. Thank you, Evan and Tommy, being part of my life. I salute you. Big in respect. Enough for the promise. Start now, right now, to discover how to make your thinking make magic for you. Start out with this thought of the great philosopher Disraeli: life is too short to be little. I couldn't say it better myself, so I thought, just read from the book, man. Don't waste your time. Anyway, I'm an actor. I create scripts, manuscripts, and thank you for being on the call, guys. It really means a lot to me. And thank you for sharing Tommy. And Tommy is one of my mentors and coaches, and one of my best friends. And Evan is my newfound friend, and I'm really inspired by him. And he's also friends with Tommy, who introduced us together. And that's how fast the relationships in this time and age can go. Like literally from one day to the other. You can instantly create a global network, which I'm pretty impressed by. And I have an urge to go live for many, many years. But being an actor and performer, mostly on stage and TV and film, I grew up with a lot of anxiety, as most of us do. But I had an urge to be on stage because that's a place where I could feel free and really just express myself in all the characters I was playing. Then again, when you go live here, and I'm being Rasmus Elton on a live feed on YouTube, Facebook, doesn't matter, it's actually more anxiety coming there, or the fear kicks in, which most of the time that fear is fake. So that's also why I've studied what brings fear and anxiety to you, how you're attracting it, and how can you get rid of it. And recently I started a program, maybe now 2 months ago roughly, and it told about raising my vibration, which I was also taught from Tony Robbins in my first live seminar in London, which I did when I was 24. So it's 20 years ago. Raise your vibration, your frequency every day, but you need to program your mind all the time. And if you watched my last Dream Big Tuesday, it comes from Evan's heart. He was talking exactly about the same thing. And Tommy's talking about the same thing on Mondays, on his Supercharged Monday, which was yesterday. If you haven't checked that out, check it out. It's very important because you need to start your week right. And Monday is also proven, just to mention that Monday is actually the day that most people get fired from their job or they pass away from this beautiful earth. And most of the breakups and all this kind of negative cons or negative happenings in your life mostly happen on a Monday, which is very interesting. Also something I studied for years. And I even had a program running for a long time, which I had to get clear on with my coach Simon, which I also had on this Dream Big Tuesday 2 weeks ago. Check out that live as well, because it's very powerful what Simon is saying. He helped me erase that or overwrite. You should overwrite those old programmings with a new program. You can't really delete them, but you can overwrite them. Like a computer, you just overwrite them, and then it becomes stronger. But to do that, you need to raise your vibration, and then there are so many tools you can use. Like I found this frequency vibration program that I'm using every day, just minimum 5 minutes a day in the morning, preferably when you wake up right away, and before you go to bed. So you're gonna go to bed sleeping on that tune running in you. So I experienced now 2 months that I'm waking up more happy and more relaxed than I've ever done in my life. So that's something that is worth looking into. And I just talk about it to people, and now they're really excited. What is that? What is that? I want it. I want it. And I didn't have any intention of. I just tell about what I'm experiencing, and now people want to have that program as well. So obviously that's a way of business as well, because then you can distribute that as an affiliate link or whatever business you're into. I'm starting out online, as Tommy and Evan here on the call are also doing. So that's how we create those strong relationships, and we're just telling what the product or whatever we have to offer. Doesn't matter what it is, but we need to really experience our own creation, so to say, before we. Yeah, I'll send you the info, bro. Tommy's saying send me the info. I have some interaction here. I don't have time to see, but yeah, I'll send you, bro. And love. Oh, he says love Dream Big Tuesdays. Thank you, bro. Oh, we have a third viewer. Oh, it's yeah. Thank you for coming on. Amazing. So yeah, it's very important to. I lost my thread now. Yeah, to create that environment in yourself, and you need to raise your vibration every day. So the hertz is actually 432, which is, if you look into it and you Google it, living on vibration or frequency 432, because the mind is connecting with sound. Like I love movies my whole life. I've done movies. I worked on TV. The soundtrack of a movie, just a very good example. One of my favorite movies, Dances with Wolves, with Kevin Costner. If you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. It is an epic film, 3 hour long, 4 hour long if you do the director's cut. But the soundtrack on that movie is unbelievable, and it deals with a very with the Native Americans, which are very high spirit frequency people in the world, which have influenced the world in more ways than we can imagine. Like a lot of other tribes, they're a tribe, and that soundtrack is kicks me right back to being poetic and want to make movies and just create that kind of soundtrack. And there you see that frequency of that music gets you into the mood of that film, which is what I love about movies. Try to watch a movie and you mute the sound, no audio talking, and you can't hear the soundtrack. You just watch the picture, right? The silent film era, which ended in 1930 something. Then you had to be very expressive as an actor, right? Which is also fun to watch. But once you put sound, when they started doing the sound and the color in the 1940s, Hollywood, they were the pioneers. There's actually a very good musical. I'll just say that it's called The Artist, French movie, French actor, best picture Oscar. Deals with that era where it changes to that, and it shows how important that you upgrade the film industry and you put sound and all those things. That's also we get in certain, what do you say, we get in certain modes during our day because we hear sound there, hear sound there. It can change our frequency and our mood instantly. Like the sun now, for instance. I love the sun. Who doesn't love the sun? How it energizes us. And it's incredibly impactful to get aware of these things during your life. So this is also why I ask, why are we here? Why are we even existing on Earth? We have one purpose, or maybe two or three. I always say between one and three purposes of life, because I'm never content with just one purpose or doing one job or doing one career my whole life. I'm like 44. I've been in 12 to 15 different businesses, and I pick up a lot of stuff from all of those businesses that I can benefit and my thoughts here to you and share my values. And I don't regret any of those professions because they learned me so much, and they taught me also to be a good performer, because I can play a character who is a fireman, which I'm an educated fireman from Denmark, and I can play that character and know exactly what he's supposed to be doing. Then an actor who comes in and he needs to study it for 1 month to do the character, like many movies deal with firemen, right? But I don't need to do that. because I worked as a fireman, as a volunteer for 12 years of my life, actually, after I finished my national service. And that's an incredible value that I have there to share if I'm going to play such a character. I'm going to talk about it in a seminar or on a video like now, on a live feed, right? So all these things you should get clear on. What do you have? And at the moment, I'm helping a friend writing his CV, and he hasn't wrote a CV for many, many years. And he was just amazed how much content or how much experience he has in different fields. And I'm kind of giving him titles, what to call himself, social media influencer, which he didn't think about when he's applying for a job or a part-time job or whatever, because we all need money, extra money coming in. And it's good to have between 3 and 5 multiple income streams, which I'm also working on. Not to have one job your whole life, one career. And if that career goes away or that job goes away, you lose everything. So you should always multiply. But I would say between 3 and 5 is good. And today we have the possibility of going online, having AI tools to work for us, to help us make that money faster. And we just spend 1, 2, 3 hours a day or per week. Once you get to a certain amount, let's say you're making $1,000 a week, right? You can take more time off, and the AI program or software is running for you. And that's where we all want to get to, right? We will not get around that obstacle. We need more money to survive or have the lifestyle we want. But the most important thing before that is that you need to learn to meditate. There's many tools you can use. Like I learned breathing technique, which I did before this vibration training for 2-3 years actually straight, and cold showers. All these things I try to find out or try to center myself, because I need to get to a certain vibration where I can create and be in a creative mode my whole day, 4 hours straight. When I have my working hours at home, you need to be in that sync with yourself so you can create. Yes, Tommy is agreeing with me. Yes, these tools are on fire, truly, really on fire. And you should check out those. If you want to know more about that, you can DM me here or write on my event here, or what do you say, my live feed here, my video, comments down below. You can say, learn more, or yeah, I want to know more about AI tools. You can do that here on Facebook or on YouTube in my comments, and I will send you the information and connect with you. And please do that. Don't hesitate. We have a lot of ways to get to work faster. So yeah, wow, I've been on for 23 minutes. That's cool. And I read a whole book almost, start of a chapter. Thank you for showing up, guys. And I know that most of you will probably watch the replay. So those of you not watching now and want to see the replay, #replay in the comments, and I'll send you the replay. And if you want to watch the other lives I've done on Facebook with Evan and Tommy and Simon and Paul Russell, he's an amazing guy from Tampa, US. He's sitting there, and he has masterfully mastered the AI tool for Messenger. So if you want to build a huge business doing DMs and setting up your Facebook for business, you should definitely connect with me, and I will connect with Paul. But you can watch him. I had him on 2 times, and Tommy I had on for a couple of weeks ago. We're talking about mindset. Tommy is doing a lot of mindset training. He's a coach and mentor and accountability coach, as we call him, because he's really good at helping you. Sorry, I had a notification going live today. He's very good at helping you follow through on the things you say. And Evan, he's new to me and is a very close friend of Tommy actually for a long time. I know he has been a part of Tommy has been a part of Evan's journey as much as I know. And Evan is creating his own platform, which I'm really excited about. I already joined it right away. I didn't hesitate. And Evan is just fascinated by books like I am. So I thought this book would be the perfect start for my first live here on YouTube, which I'm really excited about to see and have an audience here as well. So I'm going to leave you with that. I'm not going to ramble on, but I have so many things I want to talk about. And if you do want to be a guest on my live here, DM me also personally. just if you write in the comments, DM private, then I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, guys, Evan, Tommy say Evan is a beast and Paul is a beast. Yeah, beast in a good way, obviously. Yeah, they're masterfully and they're amazing to watch. Also, they do a lot of trainings. Paul does a lot of training on the Messenger program software, which is masterfully, and he's bringing in a lot of new customers and clients the right way, and he's following up with them and making personal calls with them, which is the most important to follow up in any business or in life generally. So with that, I will say thank you for coming on my Dream Big Tuesday, and I'm looking forward to see you next week. Okay, have a great day. I hope you have sun wherever you are, and if you don't have, stay inside listening to some beautiful music that you love. Just love life. And remember, dream big, always.